Hello, my name is Britton Holman. I am joined by my close friend and co-host, Stephen Hasch, and welcome to episode 1 of the Dad Approach podcast. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this. So Steve and I have been friends for a really long time, and just to kind of give you a little background about like what this podcast is about. It's really just about genuine conversations about two new dads. We are both in our mid-30s and have been friends for a long time, and we just randomly, both of our wives got pregnant roughly around the same time, about 6 months apart. My kiddo is a little past 9 months. Your kiddo is what?
Just at 3 months.
Yeah, just at
right
3
at
months.
3 months.
And and so we have been having these like really good, genuine, deep conversations, really like throughout like my wife Amanda's pregnancy, and then through his wife's pregnancy, and we just thought, man, like we need to like record these and like capture these, because some of them have been just like surface level, just like talking about, I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, what type of, I don't know, crib should we buy? Something like that. To like deep stuff of like, what type of dads do we want to be? Or how do we want to handle some like the craziness of the world, and how the type of kids we want to, you know, have or raise our kid, or the type of attitudes and whatever you want to say, you know, whatever you want to instill.
Morals, philosophies, all those good things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but yeah, so we're definitely excited. So I guess before we jump in, should we like introduce a little more who we are? Then we'll like overview our topics and then jump in.
Sure. I guess I'll introduce myself. I am a pretty awesome dude. I guess married, been married for 10 years. I've been with my wife for 13 total.
You almost look like you're like reading a script. You're like, I've been with my wife for
I looked at it, I'm like, I'm over here reading it. I'm like, I gotta make sure it was funny because I was about to make a comment, because last time I said we were together for we were married for 13, but I meant to say we were married for 10. And we're going on 10, and then we were together for 13.
Yeah.
So,
just for all you listeners to know, this is technically our second recording, because our first recording had some significant technical glitches, and we lost the whole thing. So it's our like second take on it.
Yeah.
So sorry. I totally interrupted you. You go ahead with your nice little intro. Tell me about yourself, Steve.
Yeah, so obviously, if you can tell again in my background, I got some pretty nerdy stuff going on behind me. I love my sports. I love my video games. I love my movies, all that good stuff. So, I mean, that's a lot. That encompasses a lot of who I am. So, I mean, that's mostly what's interesting, I guess. It's pretty boring, pretty straight and narrow, I guess you could say. Nothing too interesting. I can't really say a former game developer. I worked in QA for about 11 years now. And as recently, I got laid off back at the end of June, technically, was when I was like the last time I worked. And ever since then, it's been kind of a journey trying to get back into the games industry. So currently, my wife and I decided for me to be a stay-at-home dad. So that way, you know, we like we've talked about before, Britton, like childcare is like so expensive. And on top of that, you want to make sure that you're, you know, raising your child. You don't have someone else doing that. Because my wife also watches a lot of true crime stuff, and she sees a lot of crazy things that, you know, child care people do, like leaving children in the cars and all that stuff. So, I mean, there's multiple things. So she feels more secure and feels less stressed, you know, if I were to at least stay home with the baby. Mm-hmm. And it already kind of makes sense, because obviously I'm the one that's out of a job right now. So, I mean, that's mostly, as you can see in the background too. I got my wiener dog back there, my little weenie. Her name is Glizzy. And yes, for those of you who don't know, Glizzy is another word for hot dog or wiener. And so it all makes sense. But yeah. That's mostly it for me. I mean, it's not nothing too crazy, nothing too interesting, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
what about you?
I mean, you say not interesting, but like I think like the idea that like that you transition from being like a working dad to being like an at home dad, like that's like a lot. That's a lot to hold and transition to. So definitely lots of conversations about that to be had.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would say I don't know if it's like. I mean, yeah, it's definitely been interesting. It also makes it a little bit more interesting too if my wife and I initially, like, if we could kind of have the roles reversed, then that's kind of the ideal situation. But that's not, and that's just my preference and her preference. That's not because of anything else. That's just literally how we would prefer things to be. But that's just not how everything is played out in our life. So we're just kind of rolling with the punches and kind of figuring it out like everybody else is. And yeah, we're just figuring stuff out. So
yeah,
tell me about yourself. I've
sense.
been talking a lot about me. You're talking about me, but you got to tell yourself. Tell us about you.
Yeah. So I am primarily a stay-at-home dad. That's kind of by choice. My wife is a military psychologist, so she works full time, and I mainly just stay home with Cece. That's our little girl's name, and. I'm also a licensed psychologist in the state of Oregon, and I see patients in the evening, and that's kind of newer. We were going to just have me be full-time stay home, and then through a lot of crazy circumstances, I ended up deciding to get to start seeing patients, and and so doing that, and then obviously I am also a nerd, love video games, love music. You can't tell, but I don't know if you can't tell, but there's like a lovely keyboard underneath here. And yeah, I'm a techie, love DIY projects. This space is temporary. I'm actually going to be refinishing our garage and moving my like office / work area out there. And so, yeah, just a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else.
He likes DIY, but whether or not he's actually good at DIY
is the question. That is the question. Yeah. So
I also wanted to call out too. I noticed that, you said it. You were like, "Oh yeah, this is my daughter," and I realized I didn't even call out the fact. The whole point is that we both have children, and my daughter's Sienna. I do have a daughter. I have a child. Yeah, so. Figure out I'd tack that on at the end there for myself because I'm like talking about everything else. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know. I do have a child.
Well, this week we're going to be talking about our main topic is going to be social media and media consumption and just like how we as dads like plan to navigate that. I'll be talking about some of the data that I've kind of sifted through and just about like what does the research say about this, but also just like what is our personal experiences and our personal opinions and all those different things and how they all like mesh together. And yeah, what else are we talking about this week?
Along that, we're also going to go through some of the gadgets and stuff that we use, or at least what we call gadgets. So I have sort of a new like formula bottle mixer machine that my wife and I got that we'll go into a little bit more detail that apparently you did not know was a thing. And so you thought it was pretty cool. I've had a chance to use it for a little bit, so it's been awesome. So I can talk more about that. And then, we'll also plan on talking a little bit about our child and sort of like them going through pain and like how do we manage that and like sort of what are the feelings of how do we deal with those feelings and like how do you react to your child in pain and with my daughter having reflux and yours not, there's obviously varying levels of experience and what happens between those two and how do you manage that. And so that's something that we felt like would be kind of fun to, well, I guess you could say fun, but something to explore. And a side conversation as well.
Yeah, for sure. But before we jump into all of that, Steve, how's your week?
My week has been amazing. And this isn't because of children, but as you can see, I'm a Seahawks fan. We just won the NFC Championship. So I'm on cloud nine right now. I'm excited. So nothing can bring me down right now, to be honest. But other than that, the week's been pretty good. My wife and I are excited because this week was the first week that our daughter started rolling over on her own for the first time. So we're really excited to see her start doing that. She can roll over, but she can't go back yet. So we're getting her to go back, but she's got this part down.
That's awesome.
And so we're really happy to see her, doing that herself. And And it's been really awesome to see her just learn. Like on top of that too, she's starting to really grab things. She hasn't learned how to really drop them, but she grabs my finger really aggressively and like kind of moves me a little bit. She grabs like some toys and some little book things that we also have for her. So it's been really fun seeing, it's fun to see your child just learning new skills and just exploring everything. It's really interesting. And like things that you would take for granted is like new things that they're learning is just so crazy to see that. So yeah, I think her learning that. And then there's also been some, I guess there's some downs to this week as well. Cause with there's happiness. There's also some struggles that come through when you have a child that has reflux, and it's kind of a roller coaster ride, and you're kind of constantly trying to figure stuff out. So this week she's hitting the 3-month mark. So she's obviously hitting a pretty big developmental stage as well, along with her having reflux, and those two kind of clash, and it makes it kind of interesting if she's having reflux issues and you're kind of trying to filter through, is it reflux? Is it because she's developing, she's hit this stage in her life? A lot of the times the pediatrician is going to tell you, oh, they're just growing. You basically just got to suck it up and get through it. And it's like, okay. So, we talked to our pediatrician about some stuff because we were just having some issues with her. She's been kind of like, one day she's like really, really, she's fine. She's happy. And she's smiling and giggling. And then the next day it just feels like she's just really fussy for most of the day. It's really hard to she'll be happy for a little bit. And then she just seems to like want to sleep a lot more. And then she's just fussy, which could be signs of just her hitting a developmental stage, right? Like I said, which usually does mean that they sleep more, and fussiness can be a part of that. So this week has definitely been a little bit of a roller coaster, but mostly good. At the end of the day, even through fussiness and stuff like that, that's usually a sign of they're growing and they're that's really all it is. So that's been my week. What about your week?
Sounds exhausting. My week's been pretty good. So we just are getting through a huge like ice storm, and we basically
nice. It's been sunny for us.
Go you. No. So we live in the South. I know it sounds weird, like, because I said I was licensed in Oregon, but I see people through telehealth, but we don't actually live in Oregon. And so basically we got hit with like that huge ice storm, and all the just the overall temperature just dropped to like single digits basically. And thankfully our pipes did not freeze. We didn't have any issues with that. But literally,
aside that, did you see the like any videos or pictures from like Chicago?
No, I didn't.
It was like, I forgot what it was, but it was like something, it was like so cold there. It was like one of the coldest places. Like, I don't remember. It was like negative something. And I saw like videos, like either TikToks or whatever, of like people up in like their apartments and like the tall buildings. And they were like, oh, we're just like, it's just like a casual night or something like that. And like their windows on the inside are completely just frozen.
Yeah.
All the way around like crazy. And I was like, what?
Oh,
I was like, this is insane.
So ours did that. We actually had frost in the inside of our window seals. It was crazy.
I was like, on the inside. I was like, oh, hell no.
I know, it was nuts. But basically we went for a walk because it just started to warm up today. And I opened the garage door, and I didn't know it did this, but our bottom of our garage door froze to the ground. And so it literally bent the metal on the base of our garage door.
I didn't know it bent the metal.
And so we're gonna literally have to replace it now. But it was like, Bo was like, oh,
you're like, what's going on? You're all hitting the button. It's on. You're like, what
we
that?
did
What's
it.
Going on?
We hit it once, and all of a sudden it goes drink. Kadoosh! We're like, oh my god,
I'm surprised.
What just happened?
I'm honestly kind of surprised.
Started like flashing because it like grabbed it, and oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So thankfully the main mechanism didn't get damaged, but the metal itself, like trying to close it, like it would like close, but think there was like an object in the way, and so it would go back up.
I was gonna say, I can imagine it's probably doing something weird. Yeah.
So anyway, we got the garage door to close, but like it was So like now we're gonna have to post it, but like we're first time homeowners. We bought a house this house a couple months ago, and so we're like, well, I guess this is what we get for being a professional homeowner.
Yeah, welcome, man. I mean,
I
my wife and I are technically in our first house, but we've been in it for 6 years now. So
yeah.
I mean, we're first time homeowners, but we've kind of gone through some of the sort of like ups and downs, and when things break down and all that stuff, it's a fun experience. So good luck. Have fun.
Yeah.
It's great.
No, for sure. And obviously I'm also a Seahawks fan, but it's funny. My wife is a Patriots fan. And so both of our teams won yesterday. We're recording this on Monday. It's kind of funny. We actually both bought the jersey for our teams. Literally my wife was like, okay, we got to lay some ground rules because we're going to be at each other's throats. And so we need to see like, okay, like what are the things that we're going to say
story of my life.
No-goes?
I'm a Seahawks fan surrounded by Niners fans. That's my life.
I know.
My brother-in-law was like, go Patriots yesterday. I'm like, I'm like, no. Cause like, I'm going to be honest. Like I'm a diehard Seahawks fan, but my in-laws are all Niners fans. So if the Niners make it to the Super Bowl, like, are they rivals? Absolutely. But like at the end of the day, I'm still like a human. They're my family. Like my team hasn't made it. I'm mostly, and depending on who they're playing.
Yeah.
Like if it was the Patriots, I'd be like, I think I'd rather have the Niners. At least our division gets the win kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so like, I'll still root for them. But my brother-in-law and my family are like, no, they're like, no, there's no way. They're like, they'll fake root for them. And then I'm like, okay, that's fine.
It's so
but
funny.
yes, it was pretty funny last night when we won the game, and I texted our family chat that are like all my in-laws that are all Niners fans, and I said, "Let's go!" And it was just like crickets, and my wife was in there like putting cricket emojis and stuff. And I was like, I need to hear some cacos in here or something, dude. Like somebody help me.
That's so funny.
That's why I'm thankful I had you to text, because you're the only person that's a Seahawks fan that I have nobody else that I talk to during games that is a genuine fan or like will be excited. So I was like, thank God I have Britton now to like share something with, because I'm just alone by myself in the living room, just like,
just like, they're like, anyone else? No, okay, just.
I'm like, all right, I guess I'm myself.
Wait, so is your wife a Seahawks a 49ers fan as well?
She doesn't watch football.
Okay,
so
okay.
She's only a Niners fan because she's from California and her family's Niners. She's not a football. She don't watch football. She's gonna pretend like she's a Niners fan, but she don't watch football like that. So
yeah. No, that's super fair. Yeah, I actually like posted a picture, and this is my like segue to our main topic. I actually posted like a picture on my social media, like for the first time in a long time, to my Instagram story. It's pretty locked down of like me and Amanda like having our like jerseys on. She had her Brady jersey on. I had my old Russell Wilson jersey.
Dude, I can't wait to get my JSN jersey, dude. I'm so excited.
I know that. I got that one. And Amanda wanted to get Diggs for the Patriots, but because our deal was like both teams have to win for us to both buy jerseys. And I didn't even think about this, but all of the Patriots jerseys were already sold out for the most part. So she got like a white May shirt, thankfully. But yeah, she was definitely bummed. But May's she also likes May, so it worked out. So anyway, but like I was posting a picture on social media, and I was thinking, and we have had some conversations about this, but now we're going to kind of do a deep dive on it about like, what do we want posted of our kiddo like on social media? Like, where do we personally and as a family like draw the line? And me and Amanda have had like a lot of conversations about that, and we keep on revisiting that of like what we kind of want for our kiddo, and also like talking about like screen time, which we'll probably start with social media and like start talking about screen time a little a little bit after that. But I don't know, like have you and your wife had much conversations about like social media, what you guys want posted and so on?
I wouldn't say we've had like super long discussions about it or anything like that, but we definitely, because when Sienna was like first born and stuff like that, like, and especially as she hits like each month, like you've seen TikToks, you've seen videos of like people posting like their whole year, like from 1 month to or to them being born to their first year to their birthday, and they have all these like cute outfits. And if you have a daughter or whatever, even if you have a son, they have some awesome little outfits that they do, and they're all themed in all this stuff. And so we wanted to do that. We thought that was an adorable idea, and so we started doing that. We have 1 month, 2 month, and we already have her third month outfit planned out. And we, of course, you want to share, because like at least on Facebook for me now, I don't like go to Facebook like often. It's not my place that I spend a lot of time on social media. In reality, I don't post pictures of myself. Like I don't post pictures of my relation. I don't really post anything on social media. Like on Twitter, I literally just scroll Twitter, and Facebook, I just scroll for the most part. I get updates because on Facebook, at least, a lot of my extended family members, like aunts, uncles, and cousins and stuff like that, they're all on Facebook. That's where I'm connected to them. Yeah. And Twitter, none of them are on there. And then Instagram, I have some. It's like some friends and family, but I'm never on Instagram hardly. And so. Yeah, so I guess our first instinct was to kind of like post on the Facebook, so like her family and my family could see it. But the problem with that is after a couple months, like if you haven't really spent any time like paying attention to like what's going on with AI and all those things, like even I wasn't fully aware of what some of it was being used for. But my wife was the one that brought my attention that like people have been putting, like they'll put their baby, like your 2-month-old baby on the internet, like a picture of them, like for family or whatever. And some people will take that photo and then they'll put it into some sort of like AI software. And then they basically will sexualize their, like they'll take their body and like make an AI video or something that sort of like sexualizes their child. And so it's like, that's disgusting. It's like a 2-month-old baby, 3-month, a year-old, whatever. None of it, you know what I mean? Like none of it is okay. And so even I didn't really know that. And then she kind of made me aware of like that was happening. Cause like I'm like I'm not a very pessimistic person in general. And so like when I'm doing something, I usually comes from like a pretty like innocent perspective. Like I'm very much like, here's my baby and I want to share it with my family, my extended family. And so like, let me post this cute picture of my child. Like there's nowhere in my head am I thinking like, oh, someone's could potentially take this photo and do something gross. You know what I mean? Like I'm not thinking of those things inherently, but you kind of have to now. I mean, you have to nowadays. And it's like, it's so sad. Like it's really just more sad than it is anything, honestly. So that's kind of really been like the biggest, I would say, conversation is whether or not like, because my Facebook isn't like super locked down, I would say. Like it's public to my friends and family, and I don't have everything super locked down. So unless I'm willing to put forth that effort, we just kind of, right now we're kind of juggling. Like we'll still take our pictures and stuff, but we don't, I don't think we have 100% solidified exactly like, where are we going to post it? Are we going to post it? We might just end up sending those pictures through a text message, just share them like we normally do with family members through text messages somehow. Unfortunately. So we'll probably kind of figure it out as we go. But right now, as of right now, we haven't fully solidified what we're going to do there.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, yeah, like my wife and I, so really like so I had my own, I mean, I still have it. I have my own like YouTube channel called like Stay at Home Dad Psy.D, that basically talked about, or that was going to be like all about Cece. Like I was going to, have videos of her, like do a bunch of really fun things with it. I was going to make some cool content with it. However, basically like when she was born, like we had like a lot of stuff happen. I kind of paused some of the videos, but then when I was going to start recording them again, and then started to very similar, like see all the AI trends and all like kind of the stuff around it. And I realized like, she has no say on her picture and her video being in a public forum. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, man, like I'm kind of making that decision for her. Right. And putting her content up there. And that's when I basically just like stopped. Like I just didn't want to put her face out there. And we do like post certain things like on social media. Like my parents used to post like, or my mom used to post like pictures of Cece like on like Facebook and all that different stuff. Yeah. And like her content's like somewhat locked down, but like at the same time, like she didn't fully understand like all the risks and stuff like that. And I remember just having like a conversation with her, like just like, yeah, this is what's kind of going on right now. And like ever since then, she has not posted one picture of Cece, which I'm really appreciative of. Like I didn't even ask her to stop, but like she just stopped on her own. And like Amanda's social media is very locked down, and that's a lot just because she just likes it locked down. So like she will post stuff, but like I basically have almost stopped posting altogether. Mine is relatively locked down. And so like I think like for me, one of the things that we talked about is this idea that like, let's wait till she can actually consent to like having her picture on a public forum to post anything in an area that other people can have access to it. And what age is that? You know, a lot of people like I remember like one, I think social psychologist or whatever, like says, oh, age 16 or something like that. I don't know what age it's going to be when we kind of feel like that she's going to be old enough. And like, obviously I know how brain development works, frontal lobe development works. And like, when do they have executive functioning to make that choice? We won't go into that for this podcast, but like the main thing is like,
I was just going to say that, like, I feel like once you, as a parent, and I'm not saying that's like what we would do or what we're going to do, but once you've made a decision to get your child a phone and you've let them get access to some sort of form of social media, then I think you're kind of have made your answer there, right? Like it's like a good luck at that point being like, hey, don't make an account on this social media and don't post any pictures of yourself. Just go on it to scroll. You know what I mean? So at that point, I feel like once you provide that access, I feel like you've kind of made that decision. You've kind of been like, all right, and then your child's like, this is what I want to do. Then you both have sort of made that decision, and whatever age that is, I think most people, and again, I don't know if this is kind of in the realm of this conversation, but sort of like what age. I know Ange and I will definitely try to go as long as we can without our child having a phone or something like that. But at the same time, like, I don't know, dude, like the world is a different place nowadays. And so it's like the necessity, like if our child is missing or not missing, but it's like out somewhere without us for whatever reason, you know, depending on what age she is, you know, let's say she's 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. I don't know, like her having a phone and us being able to track her and stuff like that would be nice. Cause like, I think about stuff back when we were kids, and I'm not trying to pretend like we're like I mean, we're not that old, but I mean, we're born in the 90s. So even back then,
I mean, the age of technology, it's so different. Like people that were born in the 90s versus the 2000s, their experience was vastly different than ours. Yeah,
they don't even understand the transition, like Y2K and all that stuff, and like how crazy everything was. But I mean, back when we were kids, like you were just gone. Like we would go out and play, and our parents they just assumed we were where we said we were going to be. And a lot of times we weren't. You would be one place and then you would just leave and you wouldn't tell them, and they would just be like, well, I'll be back by dark, or by hope that you showed back up. You know what I mean? But now it's very different. I think a lot of that has to do with technology and the internet and everything. And we have a lot more visibility. Everybody has a lot more visibility into stuff. And so, I think it's totally different now, man. The landscape is totally different than it was when we were younger, and we're young enough to understand that we can adapt to the world that we live in, and not just be stuck in ways and make assumptions, and really start to kind of live in the world that we live in right now and have to make decisions based off of that. And a lot of it a lot of these decisions are not big, like due to good things. They're usually something bad. It's usually something because something really bad has happened. And so, it kind of sucks that it's like so scary, but I mean, that's kind of what you sign up for having a kid. Like, you know, you're in like a perpetual state of fear for the rest of your life, basically, having a child. So,
and I think like it also just depends on like, you know, what type of, you know, and we'll probably have like a future topic about this, but like it really just depends on the type of values we instill in our kids too, and just like how we raise them. And I think like that's
they have to be able to, like, you want to teach I think the best thing you can do is to teach your child to make the best decisions possible and make the smartest decisions, and hope that they actually do that when the time comes. Because that's
for sure
all you can do.
One of the things that, because I have two older brothers and they both have older kids, and one of them they just got a family phone for them, and they basically set it up to where like it's actually a really cool phone. It's a phone designed for kids like the tween age, where it's set up to where you cannot
it's like literally a phone and like not meant to like scroll the internet and stuff.
It is a smartphone, but it's hard locked out of specific apps like social media apps and all those different things. Like obviously like maybe there's a way around it, but I believe it's designed in a way to where it's like hard locked. It's not like an iPhone where you just need a little password and you're good to go. But then I have other, my oldest brother. I think their three oldest have phones, and they are. And they're, I mean, from what I know, like they're pretty good about like not engaging in social media and those type of things. So yeah, it is just different. Everyone's experience is different. And like the hard thing is like, I don't want to say like social media is like the devil, right? But there is a lot of data out there that shows the damage, especially in girls. That's actually what's fascinating, is the data is mainly about girls. Data for boys is a little more mixed, but like data really shows that girls that really engage in a lot of social media usage show like lower body image, or self-like body image, like all those different things, because like the comparison factors, because they are looking at an image and their brain is comparing themselves to the image faster than they even realize. Like faster than
it's not like these things didn't exist before, even at our age and when we were going to school when we were younger. It's just the internet is the internet, and you have access to like infinite
everything.
Amount of information, pictures, whatever, man. So it is. I've tried to like imagine me being bored 10 to 15 years later and like what that's like growing up with social media being so prevalent in our life. And I don't know. I don't know. I can't imagine how I would process things and think about things and what kind of issues I would have and stuff like that if I didn't, if I wasn't outside literally touching grass,
For sure. And like, and like the reality is like a lot of the parents that had their kiddos like at age, when they were like older, like born in the 2000 or early mid 2000, like the data wasn't out. They had no idea the impact of social media, screen time, and all that different stuff. Like they just didn't have that knowledge. It wasn't.
I mean, it was brand new at that point, so like it makes sense why you wouldn't have data on something that just essentially came out.
And no one really
the internet was not a
impact.
thing when we were born.
Yeah, I mean it was, but it wasn't as big of a thing. Like
not like what it is. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, and so I think like with that, like I think like that like perfectly kind of moves over to like screen time. Like, what does that look like? Now, obviously, I had fun and I read a bunch of articles, peer reviewed articles just about like a lot of the aspects of screen time. And for those who don't know, like peer reviewed basically means like they're research articles. So they're like things that were like sent to like a publishing company, and they were reviewed by a bunch of independent people and verified that the data seemed okay, and then it was published in those journals, basically. That doesn't mean that they're always accurate, but there's just a lot of really fun stuff with it. But anyway, I'm a nerd, but
data graphs.
I know it's like, oh, this is good. Yeah. Like definitely my field of psychology. I'm much more of a, I don't tend like I've done research. I've obviously like been on the researcher side, but I much prefer to interpret and look at data than actually doing the data myself. That's why I'm more on the clinical application side of psychology, not on the
I agree. I'd rather look and try to read it than actually be the person that's like gathering the data and all that stuff.
But the people that do, I obviously have.
Hey, props to you.
Yeah, well, and
props to you.
I have like lots of friends who do that type of work, and it's great. Like the stuff they do in order to get like the data and like make sure it's accurate. It's cool stuff. I've learned so much from them. But anyway, all that to say is I have stuff like that. But before we jump into like the data of it, like, I don't know, like, what are your like initial thoughts on screen time and how do you manage that with Sienna? Obviously, Sienna's like 3 months old, but like, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Screen time can impact as soon as they're born. I mean, it's honestly a constant conversation. It's really a weekly thing. I mean, it's something that recently we started trying to manage a little bit more because, I mean, I'm going to be honest. Sienna loves football. When football's on, she'll be watching football. I think my wife and I have very much, again, I usually like to add this caveat. This is just our anecdotal experience. This is our opinion. This is our child. This is how we do things. Everybody does things differently, and there's no right or wrong in this scenario. but we don't mind having some screen time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we're intentionally being like, hey, go watch this TV and like you're gonna watch this thing. It's more so sometimes like in the morning right now, we kind of have a routine with her where my wife turns on like this video of like the ocean. It's like just a slow, it's very calming. It's not a intense video. It's just the ocean and it's like some fish swimming around. It's just like a YouTube video of like some fish and turtles and swimming in the ocean. Just a very calm thing in the morning because, you know, you don't want them to be overstimulated right when they wake up. And so she'll put that on. We usually have like make sure the heat's going, all that stuff. We get the bottle made. And usually while she's feeding, sometimes she'll watch it, but it's nothing too overstimulating. A lot of the time, even if we have something on the TV, which is I'm glad that she does this, but a lot of the time she still is like looking at us and she's laughing with us and playing with us. So it's not like she's literally just like anytime the TV's on, she's watching TV the entire time and we're just letting her watch it for hours. But we will sometimes have things, you know, something up on the TV, not for her necessarily. I could be watching something and sometimes she will watch it for a few minutes. Sometimes she doesn't, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's times where it feels like we're trying to, that's one of the things we're trying to balance right now. And is like, sometimes we feel like she's getting overstimulated. And is it just because she happens to be watching the TV a little bit? And if I'm watching something I'm watching, it's probably a little bit more faster paced. It's, you know, not meant for her. And so maybe that's, you know, triggering something for her. And so like out of nowhere, she'll get like really pissed off and we're like, whoa, what just happened? Like she was completely fine. So we're still trying to balance that. We've been trying to kind of go the first half of the day, a little bit less, if any of that stuff. And then the later half of the day, if I'm watching something or if we just happen to have something up, like we're not going to be like too strict on it. But like the general sort of consensus between the two of us is like, we're not going to try to be so terrified of our child having a little bit of screen time here and there. Like we're not putting our child purposely in, like sitting her in a chair and being like, here, you're going to watch this TV for 2 hours while we go do chores else. Or hang out or whatever. Like that's not, I mean, I don't know if that's what a lot of people think about. Like when they talk about screen time, if like that's what they imagine people are doing with their children. I that's not what especially having a child now and seeing how even just a little bit of screen time can impact her or whatever. Yeah. My brain definitely doesn't go there. I don't make an automatic assumption about anything. And I also try not to judge people. Like you never know what's going on. I mean, if I can imagine if I was by myself, my wife wasn't home and my baby's going crazy. And I know that a little bit of screen time, if for whatever reason in that moment, it's going to calm her down. Maybe I've had a lot of lack of sleep. I'm really stressed out, whatever the case, you just need a little bit of a break. Like, people, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. Yeah. So I know. I think for us, tricky. We're just trying not to be super, super strict, but we're not going to try to go overboard. I think there's just a healthy balance that you can do. And I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Like as far as like mine and Amanda's like role for like the thing that we've kind of talked about is this idea of using screen time as a social thing. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. As a social thing versus like part of independent play. The thing that
which is what I'm talking about, like not putting just like setting your child in front of the screen.
Yeah. And so like for us, like one of the things that we have, really kind of like figured out for her is that like, if we're watching football, like we watched football yesterday, like she will play independently. We will look at her, we'll talk to her, we'll do all the things and make sure that we're engaging socially. And it's kind of funny that we did that. And I looked at all the data actually this morning. It's kind of fun when you find stuff that actually kind of mostly supports what you're doing. The aspects was like, or the thing that the data was starting to look at, or English, when I started to look at some of the research around like social media usage and kids, I think the number one thing that I found is it's complicated and it's convoluted. A lot of data is correlational, which means that when one thing goes up, the other thing tends to go up, but correlational is not causational. With that, we see in general, correlational, the more screen time a kiddo has, right, the more likely there is going to be potential language deficits, potential cognitive deficits, and behavioral problems, right? And we're talking about like 3+ hours per day, like that type of stuff. The reality is, though, is that is correlational. right? So what are the other variables happening here? And I think like one of the biggest ones that I was noted or that I've seen is that like what's interesting is like co-watching with your kid tends to not have any correlation to specifically language delays or problems with like language or like word finding, all that different stuff. Like they show that when you're watching with your kid, that tends to not correlate. Some other studies do show actually the opposite, where language tends to go up when you're co-watching with your kid. And the study that I was specifically looking at didn't find that, because they controlled for things such as specifically mother's education, kiddo's birth order, and kiddo's age. And they're kind of one of their thoughts behind that is because like why theirs was a little bit different is because they're not really measuring the quality of co-watching. So it's like they don't know if like they're just like sitting there not talking, or if they're like talking to their kid, like, oh, hey, what did you think of that? And so I think that's where it kind of gets down to like, what is the quality? What is the interaction happening? Like, are you just sitting your kid down and walking away? And this is what's really fascinating is that specifically for language, if you start looking at the amount, and again, they used mother, which kind of annoys me as a stay-at-home dad. It's like, why not use and like look at both, primary caregiver parents? But they basically were looking at like, how much does the parent use their devices or screen time alone, and how much do their kids use screen time alone? And they have found that both those things tend to correlate with slower language development. And so, and again, correlate, right? And so like, I think it's all about like the interaction and quality time spent with your kid. And that's really what it all boils down to. If a kiddo is spending 3 to 4 hours in front of a screen, what is the quality of their engaging in executive functioning and other aspects of boredom and the things that we know that helps with kids' development overall, right?
Yeah.
And so I think like when we start talking about screen time, if we start making blanketed things like, oh, a kid's watching a show, thus they're going to develop slower. No, right?
It's like that's asinine. I'm like, that's like the extreme side of things that like gets super frustrating, that you hear people like go to these extremes. Like I've seen, and again, I have no offense to anybody that does this, but like seeing people that like put like these screen protectors over their TVs when their kids are young, like their child looks at a TV for 0.5 seconds, they're suddenly are just going to like not be able to talk. It's going to take them 2 extra months to learn how to talk. It's like, it's just absurd to me. So like, I just think that's like such an extreme. It's with most things in life, moderation is key. Like, I mean, that's like the same philosophy for predominantly most things in life. If you're trying to have a healthy balance or whatever, it's just moderation and like a little bit, whatever, like it's not going to be such a huge detriment to your child. And I mean, I hate to be that person too. I hate to be like, look at me, but at the same time, or look at us. But I mean, I spent plenty of time, playing games and stuff as a kid. I mean, maybe not when I was an infant, you know what I mean? Like this is kind of the phase that we're talking about a lot right now, because that's our experiences. Our children are in the infant stage. And so that's where our experience is and stuff like that. I'm sure it'll be a different animal or a different beast to sort of tackle once they get a few years older. And I mean, they are more there's way more self-sufficient. They're supposed to be kind of entertaining themselves. They don't need to be on you at all times, kind of thing. And I think that will be definitely something to tackle. But again, I think my wife and I are going to have the same philosophy. It's just moderation. Like there's going to be times where you want your child to be bored, because I mean, I can remember being a kid and not having any entertainment. I literally would just like draw lines in the sand, or like throw a ball at a wall, or I had like these toy trucks, and I would create these whole worlds, and like I'd be like, these are the characters, and so your imagination really goes crazy. I mean, and you and I have been friends since we were tiny, basically infants, and so I mean, us playing together, we did all these creative things, and so there is a level of that I would also love for my child to experience and to be doing as well. But I also don't think it's going to kill them to have a little bit of screen time here and there. And I mean, we're both nerds. And so I'm not me being able to play games with my child. That's going to be awesome. So
for sure. For sure. Yeah. I mean, and one thing I should have said in the beginning, and I'll probably have a little disclaimer pop up on the screen when I'm doing my editing part of this, but like, yes, I am a clinical psychologist, and what I'm saying is just educational please do not take this as general, professional, or clinical knowledge.
Don't take anything. Don't take any part of this as rule. Like this is
this is not. I am not an expert in specifically like social media usage. Obviously, I did dig into some of the literature. I did not do an insanely deep dive where I read 500 articles to call myself an expert. Like, that is not what I'm trying to say. More what I'm trying to say is that like the data is convoluted and complex, and we cannot draw concrete conclusions based off of like a correlational study. And that goes by a lot of different stuff. So I do want to give that disclaimer really fast. So other than that, like, I think like with this, like, it really boils down to the type of dads we want to be. The type of dad that I really want to be is being a parent that is involved and connected with what my kid loves and likes to do. And if they like to do video games and have it from like, I want to be able to join them in that. Right.
Yeah.
And part of video games can be really fun.
Using video games as an example. I think, to me, in my opinion, that maybe I'm biased because I'm such a nerdy person. I love playing video games, and I've played a lot of video games over my life. I think that's a healthy outlet for your child. Like, as they get older, especially especially once they're teens and stuff like that, and then they start having a lot more influence from other kids and other, stuff like that, their friends and the people that they surround themselves with. If my child chooses to spend a little bit more time playing games than doing things that I wouldn't want them to be doing, like, that's a win to me. You know what I mean?
That's super fair.
I think it just depends on the purpose. Everybody's different. Some people view stuff like video games as brain rot and all that stuff. And there's parts of it, like, don't get me wrong, there's parts of those games like you go online and they're playing against other people, or they're spending all these times around other people. Like, trust me, I play a lot of video games. I play a lot of online video games. Like, there is a lot of brain rot on the internet. And those are people that stay online a lot. Those are the people that overdo it and don't have any moderation, or maybe they don't. I mean, it's sad to say that maybe they don't have a lot of friends. We don't know what their life is. You know what I mean? But I know what, my life was like growing up and having that sort of balance of, like, I played a lot of video games, but I was also outside a lot. I had friends, like, I was outside when we were really young. We lived near each other. Yeah. I was always over at your place. We were either playing games or we were playing outside, and there was a balance to all those things. Yeah. And there was times where I was bored and I had to figure it out. But like I said, there's a lot of times I was watching movies and I was playing video games, and you're just balancing all those things. So as you get older, you can start to manage that. And obviously, once they're old enough to make their own decisions, like, I'm not going to be able to control those kinds of things. Yeah. As long as, once my kid's in high school, and if she's getting straight A's and she plays a lot of video games, like, what am I going to get mad about? You know what I mean? Like, as long as she's still doing, maybe her chores around the house, like, she's still doing all the other things, and, she's not making all these bad decisions. Like, why would I sit there and try to be like, why you need to get outside more? You know what I mean? Like, why would I do that? But again, our children are very young right now. Obviously, as time goes on, we can cover those things. We'll obviously have more insight anecdotally, like, for ourselves, because that'll be something that we actually have firsthand experience in. Yeah. But right now our conversation is like kind of a little bit of the future and like what we want to be and how we think we want to handle things, and also a little bit of right now. And I definitely agree with you that I definitely also want to be involved in general. And I think right now it makes it a little bit easier right now in the current situation of me being a stay at home. Like, obviously it'd be a little bit trickier if I, had a 9 to 5 or whatever, however many hours I had to work. But like, if you're going to be a parent that's going to be involved, then you have to acknowledge, again, I'm acknowledging it for myself, that my hobby is predominantly video games and movies and stuff like that. And I can spend a lot of time on those things. And so if I have a child, that I have now, and I was working a full-time job, then I would have to, if I want to be involved, then as soon as I get home, my idea would be to, if my wife was either stay at home or we both were working, whatever, I come home, and then I would just be immediately involved. What do I got to do for my child? I got to watch the child, play with the child. Maybe they got to take a nap, put them down for a nap, whatever the case may be, whatever it is I need to do, like, immediately sort of like get involved with that. Yeah. And then spend that initial, like, that time investment and stuff like that. And so, obviously everybody's situation is different, but I think it's just, it obviously takes just it's you
Yeah, you
sort of like
you have
coming
to
to your
take the effort to be able to
for yourself. Like you have to make that decision yourself.
Yeah, and like while like like it is funny. So my wife, like she was not a nerd growing up. She was a jock. She was super athletic. She played soccer throughout her life. College.
I was both. Like I wasn't like I didn't play in a ton of teams, but like I loved playing sports.
Yeah.
Like I played sports and stuff like that. So
for sure,
I did both.
Yeah, and so like it is funny because it's like I was not a sports person. I was a musician, mainly because both of my older brothers played every sport under the sun. They burnt me out. It's like I don't want to do any of this. Like the thing that is interesting about that is like kind of like where my mind went when you were talking about like when you get home, like you just got to do what you got to do. Like I'd prefer to do something with my kid, but like what's gonna be funny is like I'm going to have to really figure out what my kid likes early so I can start at least engaging in it. Because like if my kiddo ends up being super athletic and wanting to play all the sports, I'm going to have to like get some work done, Yeah,
you're going to definitely, you want to engage with it. And that's definitely a conversation my wife and I have had too, is like, we want to encourage our child to act like whatever is her dreams and interests. Like we want to support it,
Yeah.
As much as possible. Everybody's situation is different. Mm-hmm. I'm speaking financially too. Like so putting your child in, I'm using my niece as an example, but like her dance class stuff that she does, it's really expensive.
Yeah.
And so it's like, financially, are you in a position like we're going to do our best at the end of the day? We're going to do what we can to do to support her. And sometimes, again, I go back to myself and, you as well, maybe experience it. Like sometimes if you're just not able to do something can't happen. Like that's just life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like teaching our child that like they don't get they're not going to have everything all the time. As much as we want to spoil them, like that's just how life is sometimes. Sometimes you don't get everything. Yeah. So there's not necessarily a downside to that. Yeah. But as long as we're doing our best to support her, then
for sure.
Yeah.
And like, and I think that's where it all kind of boils down to this idea and this philosophy of just like, it's all contextual. It's very different individual experience where like we kind of have like an idea of like how we want to raise our kids, kind of going back to like the screen time and social media. Like we like all we can do is use the data that we have accessible to us and connect that with our context and what we're able to do. And just make the best decision possible. And I think, again, going back to what you said, Steve, like sometimes like all you can do is have your kid watch something on a iPad, and if that's that's your context, that's your context.
I was just thinking too, like how funny it probably is for like if anybody that tunes into this at all at any point, and you have multiple children, I'm sure some of you are sitting here listening to us talk because this is our first child. Like we're first time parents. And so we're thinking about all these like little things and they're probably like, once you get to the second, third kid, whatever it is, like
just
you're
you
not
wait.
like, it's like, you'll figure this. It's not as crazy as you think. I feel like anytime you go through something for the first time, you overthink, you think about a lot of these details and all these things. And in reality, it's not going to be that crazy. Or maybe it is. Again, I don't know. But I just think it's kind of funny.
It is. But, it is. So,
but yeah, I think that covers like kind of mostly about what we wanted to kind of talk about there, I guess, for our main topic.
Let's talk about gadgets.
Yeah, I figure it's time to move on to side topic 1. So I will. I didn't send you the
little squirrel suit.
Squirrel suit. Yeah.
I got the, as you were like talking before, I was getting all the stuff pulled up for.
This isn't the exact one, but you get the idea. But this is the same one I sent you yesterday.
Perfect.
So,
well, while you're sending that, I'll talk about mine.
Oh,
so, I have it set up here so I can like change my webcam to that. Let's see if this works. So, story time. So a while ago, my kiddo, she just started crawling when this kind of happened. We kind of got used to this idea of like, if we put a specific toy, it's like a cow, it makes noise, and she pushes a button and it makes noise. So it's really good. And she loves it. Right. And so I had to use the restroom. So I put her in our bedroom because our bathroom is connected to our bedroom. And I put her in a position where I could kind of see her a little bit. Right. And but most importantly, I could hear the cow going off, and the sound doesn't go on for very long. So I know when she stops playing with it because the sound stops, right? Then I know, oh, she's doing something else. And so had this idea in mind, set her down. She is good. Well, I set her down with the cow, go into the bathroom to, do my business. And all of a sudden, I still hear the cow going off. So I think, oh, she's fine. Then I hear this crash noise. This is not my most high parental moment. And so basically what she did is she crawled over to our standing mirror, and she somehow grabbed the entire, I don't even know how she did it. Like he woman or something. And she grabbed it and she pulled it forward. She didn't get hurt. It scared her, but she literally pulled the whole mirror over, and it broke. It just koosh. And literally I jumped up, I grab her. She's crying because it scared her. And, and like literally I was like, what did I just do? I'm the worst parent ever.
I mean, we talked about when you told me about it, like, we're first time parents. So you don't really know. You're probably thinking, oh, there's no way she's going to do this thing. I mean, you pretty much said it. There's no way. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to be right back. And then it happens. And then you're like, yep. So at that point you realize, okay, this is what she's capable of. So now, obviously going forward,
never doing that again. So, literally that same day I ordered what we call baby jail. And so literally it's this cool little thing. It's pretty big, not quite as big as this picture makes it out to be. It's a weird Photoshop. But it's pretty large, and she can just go in there. We put all of her favorite toys in there, and everything's safe, and she's totally fine. It's actually great. Sometimes she gets annoyed by it, which is funny. Like this right here, how it shows her. It is not even that. It is much taller than that. Like that is weird looking. Yes. but it's great. Like it is one of the best little things that we got. It's basically set up in our living room, and it is great for like when we need to set her down to like do like a quick thing, and we just know that she's safe.
Yeah, where she's at, yeah. And she's not breaking out kind of thing.
And thankfully, Cece is very, enjoys independent play. So when we set her in it, she's not, that sad. She's like, oh, fun. It's playtime.
Woo.
Yeah, and so, obviously there might be parents that are like, you put your kiddo in a cage? Well, okay, come on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's, we love it. It works great. And usually what we do now is we leave this door open so she can just crawl, especially because we don't really leave her by herself that much at all. Just be very clear. It's very rare. We don't do it very often. Yeah. It's mainly just so we can go to the bathroom and come back. It's 30 seconds.
You're like, I need to make a quick sandwich or something.
Yeah, exactly. But really we just leave this door open and she just crawls in there. She plays. It's great. But yeah, that's baby jail that we got. It's been kind of really helpful for us because we know that she's safe. And we can take our eyes off her and not be worried about her.
I definitely anticipate that Ange and I will get. We've already talked about it. We already know that by the time she's standing up and definitely crawling around, all that stuff. Yeah. We definitely need something like that because we don't have a pool. But again, my wife watches a lot of things and she thinks about these things and. There's horror stories that you hear of moms, dads, whatever. They're watching the baby by themselves. They have something like a pool and their back door's unlocked and they step into the kitchen. They think it's going to be a 2-minute thing. Whatever it is, they're washing something, making something quick to eat. They leave their child unattended for a minute or two. I mean, tops. Yeah. And that child has made their way outside and into the pool and they've drowned because of it. And it's such... scary, horrifying stories. Yeah. It's terrifying. And so for one, I'm glad we don't have a pool. Yeah. I'm sure there's other things that your child can get into that's terrifying. So we know once she's crawling and stuff, that's a whole other level of, sort of fear that we're going to have. But yeah, having something like that, knowing like you said, knowing where she's at all times for the most part is going to be, it'll be nice. So
yeah, absolutely. All right. Are you ready for yours?
Yeah, I got a couple. The first one I think I'll do is the baby coffee machine that we just got.
Also, apologies in advance. I'm realizing this just now. Everything is backwards because of the way that it shows the camera. So that is not in a different language. It's just baby Brezza backwards.
Looks normal to me. Doesn't look normal to everybody else.
Yeah, because it won't look normal because I'm the record on my side. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So we actually did get this one, the baby Brezza, the Formula Pro. I didn't at the time I sent you one yet. Was it yesterday, the day before? I sent it to you or told you about it. I didn't know we actually got this one because my wife just ordered things and things just show up at our house. So we got this one actually, and I've been able to use it for couple days now, and this thing is amazing. Like it says it makes it in 30 seconds. It makes a bottle, and I'm not even joking, like 5 seconds.
That's so cool.
It's insane. So I mean, if you're off like full on form, what we would do right now, because we're still doing breast milk, we basically just put it on the highest because there's multiple temperature settings, stuff like that you can do, and obviously there's different ounces and everything that you can do. We basically have it on the max temperature, and then we basically have her milk in the fridge, and then we just pour after we've made the bottle of formula. We do because Sienna only eats 3 ounces she eats 3 ounces in general right now. It's like that's her feeding total. So we do 2 ounces of the formula, and then we put an ounce of her of breast milk in there, and it's typically hotter, so the cold kind of balances out so that her milk and stuff and formula is still like lukewarm at the very least. So that's kind of our new routine, and it's amazing because now at night I was pre-baking bottles for overnight, and now we basically just said at night, which she only eats maybe 2 bottles overnight now. We've just said, hey, we'll just do formula. We'll just use this machine. It allows me to just hop up really fast, click start, and then does it 5 seconds. I'm back in the room like instantly. And, before a baby can get too pissed off. And this thing's amazing. I can't say much. This thing's awesome. The only thing about it, I guess, is you have to clean it. Not the whole thing, but you have to, the underneath, like the funnel area.
Oh, yeah.
You have to, that thing, you basically have to clean that after every 4 bottles. So you just slide it out. Rinse off the funnel area, and then underneath where it dispenses the formula, sometimes some of the formula will get kind of stuck on this. You just wipe that up a little bit and then slide it back in, and you're done. So it's not like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah,
but it's awesome.
Awesome.
Super convenient.
We definitely we have like a nice water dispenser that like auto filters the water and all of that stuff. But obviously we still have to mix everything manually and all that. So that's pretty cool. So
I didn't even know this thing existed. My wife, she looks up stuff, and like I said, things show up. So I'm definitely happy to have this thing. It's also nice too if you're we're recording right now. My wife has the baby, so if she needs a bottle quickly made, she doesn't have to do a bunch of stuff. So she just puts the bottle up, and then it takes 5 seconds, and then she just puts the top of the bottle and the nipple on, and she's ready to go. So it's easy for one person to do at the same time as well. So
for sure.
I think it's kind of a lifesaver right now. And then the the second one is just we swapped. She's in like a new form of a swaddle. I'll briefly mention that when she was first born with her first month, a lot of people, they tell you to do swaddling as one of the ways to soothe them and stuff like that. She just did not like swaddles for like the longest time. And so we eventually, worked our way into this swaddle, and now she's approaching 3 months. She's been using the swaddle for like maybe 2 weeks, like maybe a little bit less than that, maybe a week and a half. This is something we recently started getting, and my wife actually just got a slightly bigger version of it because you could use this type of swaddle for a while.
That's awesome.
But I know typically, your kids will eventually kind of work their way out off the swaddle and all that stuff. But she loves it. She looks like a little squirrel, like with their wingsuit. And so that's kind of our latest swaddle that she's upgraded to, and she loves it. It's her every nap time, all that stuff.
That's so cool.
So it's a good way for us to help her like identify like, hey, it's time to go to sleep. So
yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. We use like a sleep sack, which is like basically something that like her arms stick out, like so she has full access to her arms and it just covers her feet. It's very loose so she can move around and like stand up because she's been pulling herself up now. And so she does that. And so when you guys are using that, like we actually transitioned to, and I actually randomly have it here. We actually transitioned before the sleep sack was we used the sleep suit, which we jokingly say was a space
astronaut suit.
I know because our kiddo is kind of on the smaller side because both of our parents are kind of small. She literally is just, it was just hilarious looking at her, but she loved it. Like she just loved this thing. And then she kind of, once she really started moving around a lot, we switched her out of it. Yeah, she loved this thing.
It's always kind of funny seeing like what are some of the things that just like kind of put them at ease and they really like, and you're kind of like, is that comfortable? And they're like, you're like, okay,
I know.
All right, whatever, more power to you.
Yep. So awesome. Now going on to side topic 2, how do we manage when our kid's in pain? This one will probably be somewhat brief because it's like more of a side topic thing. If we feel like, you know, it's something that we kind of want to expand on later on down the road, we definitely can. For sure. Like, so I'll go first. I feel like yours is much more deeper and kind of like you have a lot more because with the reflux is much more deeper. So basically for us, so Cece, we've been really blessed to where she hasn't had many issues as far as like being in pain that we can't really do, like obviously gas and stuff like that, like you know, we get that up, but she's been pretty decent. But like really this last week she got like a really, really bad diaper rash. And it just so happened that we don't really know exactly what caused, but she was kind of having some. You guys have
Desitin? You guys get Desitin or whatever?
What
you know what that is?
I do not know what that is.
It's supposed to help prevent diaper rashes. It's called Desitin. It's like a cream that you basically like. It doesn't have to be every diaper change, but you put it on and then like I mean, I'm trying to think. I think it's like maybe once a day that you have to kind of apply it, and then whenever you give them a bath, you know, you wash it off and stuff. But it's like a cream, and then it kind of dries up, and it just helps. You just kind of put it all around, I guess.
Yeah,
I want to say
for sure.
And it'll definitely help with like diaper rash.
Okay, no, that's what. Yeah, we use the stuff, especially when she has it, called butt paste, which is supposed to help with like that type of thing. But basically, but the reason why she got diaper rash was actually because she got mild diarrhea, and she pooped sometime in the middle of the night, early in the middle of the night, and she just sleeps through it. And so basically she wakes up and then it would just happen because it was like usually when she poops in the middle of the night, like it's not like that big of a deal. Like it's fine. Like she's not even uncomfortable. But there's something about this. We're not sure if it was something that she ate or what happened, but like basically it just burned her. And she every nap that day she had more. And
she must have had like some spicy tacos or something.
I don't know. Like, I mean, we did give her tacos, but it wasn't then. She
had a lot of Tabasco sauce.
I know, right? But yeah, and so, but she's just, it's been rough, and she's like, just now whenever we about to change her diaper, she just like cries, and like it's like a bloody murder cry, and we just literally hold her for like 10 minutes as she's just like sobbing. Like, because she's in so much pain and discomfort, and we're just like, we can't do anything. Like, we're trying our best.
We have to change her diaper. Like, we have to do these things.
Yeah, we're literally like, you know, contacting, you know, other parents and like other stuff like that who've like dealt with these type of things before. And like, we're doing every trick underneath the, you know, boat. We're doing our research, you know, all this stuff. But again, you can't stop the pain, right? Like we helped mitigate it in certain ways, but for the most part, like, it was just
like
rough.
Once they have whatever it is, whether it be a rash or in my case, we dealt with thrush and stuff for a little bit, not too long. Fortunately, we caught it early, but like, once the thing is there and it's causing pain, unfortunately, now it's just about trying to manage the pain and get it to heal and get them out of this sort of phase. And
for sure. But it just sucks. Like being like holding your kid like while they're in pain, like, it's like obviously,
and
like,
knowing that you can't really do anything about it, of course.
Yeah. And like, you know, cognitively, you know, logically, I know there's not much I can do about it. I did the things that was going to cause the least amount of pain with what she was experiencing, and I'm doing the things that's going to make her heal faster. And the emotional impact of seeing your kiddo like that is still real. And you know, I don't know. Like,
I mean, definitely one thing we learned since becoming parents is that your body instinctually has like a natural response to your child, like sort of cry and pain and stuff like that. Like something that it's a compulsion or whatever you want to call it. Like it just like pulls you. Like like when my baby cries, and especially if it's like a really loud one, and like I don't know if I've ever had like an actual like physiological response the way that I do when she does. Like it literally is like boom, like my body, my brain, my head, my body, and so. Yeah, it's one of those things where like you're literally having like a physical reaction to your child being in pain. So naturally you're like, what can I do? Like, I want to help. I want to, what is it? What is it I can do that can relieve this pain? Yeah.
Yeah. So
and they don't, they're like, why are you hurting me? You're like, I'm sorry. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah. And like kind of, for you, like, your kid, was born with reflux basically, and it was struggling with reflux through most of their early life. Like I remember like some of the phone calls I have with you, and you were like, oh my gosh, like I am so exasted. Like
early days for sure was rough, but I mean partially that was just to do with us like being ignorant and not knowing. We're first time parents, and then you also have a reflux baby, and so you're just trying to learn, you're trying to understand her cues, and that was like the biggest thing, was not really understanding her cues. But then we didn't know, like, then she started kind of spitting up, and then we didn't know that she had reflux. And then we talked to the pediatrician, and we kind of learned about what reflux is and what are some of the symptoms, or at least we thought we knew like pretty much what most of the symptoms were. And we're still finding out to this day that reflux can show up in many different ways. And, so those first like 2-3 weeks were really rough, and things kind of calmed down by a month. And like with reflux, like that stuff that just naturally heals with time as they get bigger and they grow and all that stuff. But in the meantime, like there's only so many things that you can do. You can try to be as preventative as possible, but like at the end of the day, you're not necessarily going to be able to protect against any issues with like reflux and stuff like that. So holistically, so you just do the best that you can, and you try to learn as much as you can to learn what are the things that we can do to try to prevent certain things from happening. But at the end of the day, there's some things that are just out of your hands, and she is going to be in pain. And one of the more recent things that we're doing right now, I actually just got a response while we were in the middle of talking from our pediatrician, is we kind of reached out. We said, hey, one of the first recommendations they do with reflux is they kind of suggest you do Psy.D, which basically doesn't stop any of the throw up or spit up, but naturally when you spit up or throw up, it's acidic. And so the burning of their throat, their esophagus and stuff, is what causes them to be in pain and the uncomfortability and all that stuff. So Psy.D, all it does is basically just kind of numbs it so that when it does happen, they're not feeling that burn and stuff as much, but they're still throwing up. But the flip side is that Psy.D can cause more gas. So then now you're dealing with more gas. And so now they're still dealing with pain. Maybe they're not dealing with the throw up pain, but now they got the stomach pain. And so that kind of happened to us. She just like kept waking up in the middle of the night and was gassy, and that was causing problems. And then that started impacting the sleep. And so, I mean, so we stopped using Psy.D, and we've tried like gripe water, and we've tried all these other things, and just nothing really seemed to be helping too much. And so, I mean, even to this day, you have to wake up still, and kind of, we try to be consistent throughout the day about helping with her gas and, kind of stretching her leg. There's like little, things you can do with stretching her legs, kind of getting gas out of them throughout the day and all those things. You do the best you can, but Ange usually has like because the baby sleeps with her or like next to her, typically she's the one that wakes up, and then she'll try to get a little bit of a gas out of her while I go grab the bottles so she can, she can eat. And then she goes back to bed. Like it's definitely like significantly, it's much different than what it was. That's partially due because we're learning cues and all those things. But at the same time, we're learning like, oh, this could definitely be reflux. But I would say that within this past week though, she's kind of had these days where she's super happy all day. We can get her naps good. Like she's consistent with her naps and she's not pissed off and all these things. And then there's days like today. I mean, I can hear her upset right now.
Yeah, I know. I was hearing that as well. And I was thinking of like the physiological response that we talked about. It's like, like I can imagine that, like, cause you're like, oh,
yeah, she basically has had like these like kind of random, not random, but she'll be like perfectly happy. Like she'll be out there like eating some food. Yeah. Like she'll be drinking her milk or something like that, hanging out. She's happy. She's smiling. And she hasn't even, she'll sleep for like an hour nap. She'll have like an hour and a half nap. She'll wake up and then she'll go out to eat. You know, we'll settle her down. Sometimes the screen's on. Sometimes it's not. It's not always the same. Yeah. But we usually try to keep it like relatively calm. But we bring her out in the living room and because she wakes up from her nap. And typically, it's not always the case, but typically when they have longer naps, they tend to kind of have a little bit longer wake windows. Yeah. But we've noticed after, you know, about 30, 35 minutes or so, she'll get like really fussy. Like she'll get pissed. Like I could hear her crying, you know, in the background. Like, yeah, she'll explode out of nowhere and she could just be completely fine. And you're like, what the heck just happened? Like you have no idea what is going on. So you're like, is this reflux? Is this overstimulation? Yeah. Is there something that's going on that we don't know about? So we reached out to our pediatrician to be like, hey, well, let's, she does spit up a lot, which is not uncommon for reflux babies. It's pretty common. So we're going to try the Pepcid again. And since she's bigger now, they have to have like a different dosage. So we're going to try it out, see if it helps at all. Maybe it could be reflux coming up back again. And she's just feeling the pain from the acidity coming up and all that stuff. And it's just kind of jarring because it's not like she throws up and then instantly she's like, I'm mad. I feel it. I'm burns. It's like, it could be like she throws up, she's still fine. And then like 10, 15 minutes later, she's just like, I'm pissed. Yeah. And so, it can be very confusing and very jarring. And you're kind of scrambling a little bit because she is like that like screeching, like scream that's just like pierces your ears. Yeah. So, yeah. And then, then usually like, I'm sure she probably just took her back down. She's probably taking her in the other room here pretty soon, but, she'll just be like really like inconsolable for a little bit and then she'll kind of calm down. But this week we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to understand like what is going on. And so we're going to try different things because we don't want to just like be like, oh, let's put you down to sleep. Like that's the solve. Kind of thing, right? For sure, yeah. And I can tell, like, as she's like crying, you're like, should I go? Do I need to go help? Part of my brain was just kind of like, man, I feel bad. I'm like, should I go? But it's just it's been tough. It's been kind of a roller coaster.
For sure. Yeah, it's a lot. So really, like, I know
all your reflux parents out there.
I know. I feel you. Yeah, seeing you go through that's hard. That's hard, man. It is not an easy thing. So So the last thing that we got is let's play. I mean, it's kind of weird to transition into this after like
we're like this, upset, sad,
But well, let's play a game. Would you rather?
Would you rather? Yeah, we got a quick little fun segment near the end of our podcast here. It's something that we would like to do for the most part. You know, whether it be the same or we'll kind of mix it up with different games here and there. But yeah, we have like kind of fun game called Would You Rather that. I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. We kind of have a scenario and neither of us know whose questions are. We didn't talk about it prior to this. And so, I don't know what he's going to ask and he doesn't know what I'm going to ask. So, let's just get into it, I guess. Yeah. I guess I'll start out because mine are pretty funny. So the first one I have is, would you rather clean a diaper blowout at 35,000 feet or have your child vomit in the car on the freeway?
Oh, diaper blowout at 35,000 feet. So like obviously you fly. Oh,
basically like, would you rather clean a diaper blowout in an airplane or have your child vomit pretty bad in the car on the freeway?
Airplane. No question. I've done that before. Way easier than trying to clean every nook and cranny of a car. Absolutely.
Yeah. See, I haven't had either of them happen yet. So I've been very fortunate. Sienna's just hitting that. I mean, we waited to get her vaccines and stuff, so she didn't go out for a while. But when she did, we were like, okay, let's start taking her stuff. So she hasn't been in the car like too much yet. So she hasn't really had too many opportunities to throw up everywhere. But yeah, I can imagine. I don't know. I don't think this is more for you to answer, but I think I would also probably choose the plane only because like you could go to the bathroom. Like that's literally like a space for that. Whereas you're literally in the middle of driving and it's like,
it's actually really cool. Like when you're like, when you're on an airplane and you go into the bathroom, like obviously that has like the right thing. Like it's actually cool. Like it comes down. It's very easy. It feels kind of weird because, you know, especially if like the plane's like, you know, obviously shifting just to normal. So it feels strange. Yeah. Well, we're not going to do that during turbulence, but like literally like it's actually pretty easy and pretty easy to do. You know, you just bring the diaper bag, or you don't even bring the diaper bag. You just bring change of clothes, a plastic sack, and we like having the pad and some wipes and obviously another diaper, and you just like grab it. And it's really funny, especially as a guy, when I have a kid going to the bathroom, like I get these nods like, go you. It's like, that's my kid. Like this is normal, but it's like, because I'm a guy, it's like, oh, guys don't do that. Like, yeah, no, believe it or not, they do. But it's really funny because people are like extra kind and extra courteous to you. Like I remember like one time walking to like thing and like one of the tents like, oh, let me help you out. I'll get the door for you. I'll do this stuff. I'm like, you're amazing. Thank you so much. You know? Yeah. And so
like, yes.
Yeah, it's great.
Having a kid has its benefits. Nice.
Yeah. So all
right, what's your first question?
Yeah. So mine is, and I feel like this is an easy one, but maybe not. Would you rather step barefoot on a rogue, half-dried spit-up puddle, or on a squeaky toy at 3 a.m. when you're trying not to wake the baby?
I mean, it's probably the puddle. I mean, because that I'd probably be like, ew, but like you could still kind of control that, and it doesn't necessarily impact like the baby waking up. You know, I can imagine you like taking a while to put the baby down, and you're like, oh, finally, and then that happens. Probably a nasty rogue pile of spit up, which you and I both have agreed that we are on the team. We're on team poop and not team vomit.
Yep.
So I'm going against, you know, what I prefer, but yeah, I think in this instance, it's probably the move.
For sure. Absolutely. Like Cece, like thankfully she can sleep through a lot of stuff, but man, if she wakes up, she's up. Like with that type of thing, it would be really hard for me to put her back down. And so like, absolutely, I would probably do the half-dried spit up. Like it's gross, but at the same
probably
time,
would go back down.
It's cleanable.
Even if we woke her up, I think she's pretty good about it. She would have to naturally be like waking up on her own for her to stay awake. I think if we woke her up, like she would be able to go back to sleep. So it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I still think I'm still not trying to wake her up regardless. Sure. I'm not going to take that chance that you impact the rest of the night.
Yeah, for sure.
I enjoy my sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So second question, would you rather get up at 5 a.m. with an energetic kid or stay up until 2 a.m. with a hyper kid?
Oh, so would you rather 5 a.m. 100%. No questions asked. Yeah. No, sorry, go ahead.
No, I kind of cut you off. I'll let you finish what you were saying. Yeah.
First. So basically like, I think like the evenings for me, like, is kind of a bit of my time for a little bit of a long time. I used to do mornings, but it just because of circumstances, usually it's not really mornings anymore. So I kind of get like the evenings because Amanda typically goes to bed early. I still wake up with her. But I usually spend like just a little bit of my evenings just for some recharge time. And because I am 100% an introvert. And so like, that's kind of some of my like recharge time. I used to, like I said, I used to do the mornings, but because we wake up so early anyway, so 5 a.m. anyway, because I'm almost up at that time anyway. So yeah.
I if it was a couple months ago, I probably would have said stay up till 2 a.m. My schedule is definitely flipped. That was also because she wasn't sleeping through the night.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things. So now I would definitely agree. It'd probably be 5 a.m. I could get through it because she goes to bed at like 6:37. So if I were to go, I don't typically go to bed at that time. My wife goes down with her first.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, I then spend the time cleaning the house and doing all the other extra chores. And normally we like prepping the bottles, but now I don't have to do that, which is super awesome. But I probably just wake up at 5 a.m. now, staying up till 2. I don't even know. I mean, my schedule's completely flipped now, dude. Staying up until midnight, my eyes are like burning, which I never thought I'd say because I was such a night owl for so long. Like I
I remember you giving me
I
so
couldn't
much
imagine.
crap when I would like go to bed like at 9, which would be like 7 New York time.
Oh, dude, yeah, I gave my other buddy Rob too. Like he wakes up, he flipped his schedule and he had to like work at like 5 a.m. and so he would go to bed really early. I'm like, dude, we're staying up late. Like, what is going on? Like, why are you going to bed so early? But yeah, now I mean, 10:30 is pretty consistently when I'm in bed. But
yeah,
depending on the day, I could go to bed earlier. But anyways, yeah, no, I would agree. I'd probably wake up with a 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's your second one?
Man, I got a list here and I'm trying to decide because I grabbed 5 and some of them are pretty good. I feel like okay. Would you rather change a diaper that's been marinating for a while, or would you rather clean dried puree off of every surface of the high chair?
I mean, we talked about we're poop. I could probably get through the marinating poop diaper. You know what I mean?
Sorry, yeah, but okay.
Are you cleaning that off of the?
So the puree is like, like the food, like, how when you give them like the applesauce and all that. So if that's like all dried on the high chair. So it's not like,
I mean, I haven't gotten to that point yet. So I don't know if that's like really annoying to clean up. I should have chose a different one then. My current experience says I probably deal with the marinating poop or whatever, but maybe a month or two, or like 2-3 months down the road, that'll change for me. I don't know how difficult it is.
I don't think it will.
It dries up.
It is a pain in the freaking neck to clean dried puree off of a high chair, especially it's not the high, it's the straps. It gets stuck on the straps. Like it's so annoying. And so I think I'd rather do the diaper just because it's easy to clean. Yeah. Obviously, right now with her having a diaper rash, maybe I would rather do the high chair.
Maybe in the current state. Yeah.
But normally,
we're talking like when I'm answering questions, I'm typically answering like optimal. Say like she doesn't have a diaper rash and blah blah. Like just kind of base stuff. But yeah. All right. Well, my last one I have is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Would you rather sleep an extra hour or take an hour afternoon nap?
Sleep an extra hour. I'm not much of a nap person, so I think I would rather sleep the extra hour and then get up and have the whole day.
Well, I feel like this one's a relatively easy one to answer because like if you sleep an extra hour, well, you're already asleep, so you're just getting an extra hour of sleep. Yep. Whereas a nap, you have to try to lay down, get yourself to sleep, and by the time you're asleep, then you're back up. Yep. And then maybe you've now made yourself even more tired. Because sometimes I take a nap, especially if it's like an hour long. I don't wake up and I'm like, oh man, that really got me back up and going. It's like, nope, I'm just more tired now. Yeah. So I feel like I would definitely take the extra hour too. It's like I said, it's a pretty straightforward one. But sometimes it's funny because I used to nap. My wife and I actually used to nap quite a bit. I would say a year and a half, 2 years ago, even like we would it was pretty consistent. Yeah. We would nap in the middle of the day. Like we'd just be like, all right, nap time. Yeah. And then we just at a certain point, I wasn't even like having a kid. It was prior to even having a kid. We just stopped doing it. I don't even know. I could even be tired in the middle of the day and I just stopped taking naps. And then now having a kid, it's like not even the fact that you have to watch a kid. It's like there's just so much to do. So it's like if you had time to take a nap, it's you use that time to do a chore or get caught up on something or maybe just relax. That isn't sleep. Like it's like you want to be awake and relax and maybe watch a show or whatever. So yeah. All right. My last question is, would you rather forget the name of another parent you've met 5 times already or have them forget your baby's name? So therefore, you still bet them the same amount of times, but then they forget your kiddo's name. Repeat that one more time.
Yeah. So would you rather forget the name of another parent that you've met 5 times or have them forget your baby's name?
I'd probably rather have them forget my baby's name. Just because, like, I don't know if it's like a weird like pride thing, but I hate when I don't like if I meet somebody and I learn their name and then I forget their name because it's more awkward for me to be like I've met you how many times and I'm like yo like adult to adult and I'm like Bill not Ted, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's more awkward than them being like I know that 12 times is a lot to meet your child, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that would bother me a lot less than me having to be like at this awkward. And they're like, dude, I bet you like 5 times. Like, what's happening?
Yeah. What's going on?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I am horrible with names. Like I
know you'd always like tell me because I would
worst.
meet like your friends or something like once. And
yeah. And you'd like have the name and
you'd
be like, what? Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm just so bad. I feel so like I genuinely feel horrible, but like literally like
I don't know how you're a
meet
psychologist
friends and all this. Yeah, see, this is why psychologists take notes and they have their own chart, right? Like literally the name's right there. Like
you're all hey,
okay,
Teresa.
Got it. When I worked for a clinic during my internship year, we would have our laptops with us, right? Our work laptops. And I would literally, before I walked into the room, I would look at the person's chart and verify their name. Like I would look at, obviously you kind of have to make sure you're walking in the right room. Yeah, that's the point. But literally I will do that because I'm so bad with names. And so anyways, I would much rather have them forget my kiddo's name because I have a lot of empathy for that than me saying, hello, partner,
yeah,
how's it going?
Yeah, it's so awkward.
Buckaroo,
Sometimes it depends on sometimes I can be bad with names. It depends on the setting, the environment. Like if I'm just meeting them really briefly, maybe I'm distracted by something or if there's like 5 people I'm meeting for the first time all at once and they tell me, I'm like, okay, if it's one person, okay. But if it's like a bunch of people all of a sudden at once, then I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna even remotely remember your name. So
absolutely. Yeah. But anyway, well, that is that. Thank you so much for tuning in to our podcast. Obviously, we would normally aim for about an hour to an hour and a half. With this being our first episode, it's definitely going to be longer. And then also, it's probably going to be a little bit longer as we keep on going. As we're just kind of figuring out how to have just being able to watch the time.
Yeah. Please bear with us. We are learning on how to do all these things more, efficiently and effectively and quicker and kind of condensing stuff. But
please
we'll get better with time.
Yeah, please drop a comment if you have any topic ideas for us. That'd be like, oh, this would be so cool if you guys talked about this or what, been our experience with something. Also, please don't hesitate to give us some constructive feedback. Constructive is the key word, right? Don't just say that sucks, give us some, give it.
If you do that, then we'll just ignore you.
Yeah, exactly. But we'd love to hear that. And also, you can also say nice things about us. We always like that too. But
Britton really likes his compliments. But you can also, I thought it would be kind of fun too if you felt like answering some of the would you rather questions as well in comments. If you want to join in, that'd be kind of a fun thing too. So if you guys want to kind of join in along with that, then feel free to as well.
Yep. So anyway, with that, love you all. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Appreciate it. Bye.